Welcome back to The Count, where we are counting down the major stories of the week. I'm Heather Childers. Thank you very much for sticking around or joining us. We're moving on now to story number 3, the IRS power grab. Well, the new IRS, an agency with a history of a $12 billion budget, by the way, just received $80 billion from the Democrat Party. And those 87,000 new IRS agents, don't forget about them. Do you think that they're going after billionaires and mega corporations with all of that power? Of course not. Now, the CBO projects that they will harass Americans and squeeze an extra $200 billion out of us over the next 10 years. They're also setting up their own free e-filing system, by the way. The people trying to get as much of your money as possible now want you to let them do your taxes. Well, we reached out to TurboTax for a statement, and they replied this way. They said, for decades, numerous independent studies and polls on IRS tax preparation have shown that taxpayers do not want and are unlikely to use a government-created filing system because of the inherent conflict of interest, obviously. Well, Americans value their freedoms and don't want the tax collector and enforcer to also be their tax preparer. Well, Dan Savickas from the Taxpayers Protection Alliance joins us now with more. So, Dan, what do you make more of this? The IRS setting up their own e-filing system. Should Americans trust this?
They should not trust this, and I think TurboTax has it pretty well on the nose. When people like you or I use a service like TurboTax, we're trying to find the deductions, the exemptions that work best for us to let us keep the most of our hard-earned money in our paycheck. When the IRS becomes the tax preparer, they have no such incentives. And in fact, their incentive is to generate revenue for the U.S. federal government, which means taking more of our hard-earned paychecks. The incentives are completely swapped. There's the inherent conflict of interest, like TurboTax said. It's warped any way you look at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get, I got this check from the IRS, but it was many years past date. And so I was going through hoops trying to get somebody on the phone, figure out what do I do to try to get this check reissued. And I can't find anybody. I don't know what I'm going to do, but they definitely are not in like the customer service business at all. The Joint Committee on Taxation says, by the way, that 78 to 90% of the additional revenue collected will come from taxpayers making less than $200,000 per year. Now, when millionaires and billionaires get audited, they can sick their team of lawyers on the IRS. But the average American, you and I, we don't have that to take on the IRS, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. And a couple of things you just described are part of the IRS's MO. One, they're going to go after low-income Americans. The notion that they're going to go after millionaires and billionaires is outright false. If you look at existing audit data, the most audited county in the United States is Humphreys County, Mississippi, which has a median income of less than $20,000 a year. Mm-hmm. And what you mentioned about getting your check late, backdated, the IRS currently has millions of backlogged tax returns that they have not yet addressed. They can't even handle the workload they have right now at their disposal, let alone becoming the tax preparer for millions of Americans. It's only going to get worse going forward. Yeah,
but Janet Yellen reportedly directing the IRS not to use any of the new funding to increase the odds of, people, average Americans, those making under $200,000 being targeted.
Yeah, again, Janet Yellen can say that all she likes. If you look at the history of the IRS and even recent data, it suggests that that's not going to be the case because of the IRS's incentive structure. They want to make the most of their resources, and even the IRS commissioner has admitted this. The most efficient use of their resources is to go after American families who don't have the ability to fight back as hard as millionaires, billionaires, and large corporations. This is going to break the Biden administration's tax pledge of not raising taxes on anyone making less than $400,000 a year. And you're going to see disproportionately small businesses suffer because of it.
Yeah. All right. Dan Savickas, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Heather.